Hello, and a very warm welcome to today's brand new episode of Simply Electric, live from the thrilling and vibrant New Mobility Rally event at Europa Park in Rust. We have the great honor of being one of the 30 teams, this time with the Opel Mokka E, and we'll be proudly starting the rally wearing the number 25 on our vehicle. And where we'll, of course, take you a little along with us. What is a New Mobility Rally? It's being organized by Motor Press in Stuttgart, who of course have a lot of experience, especially with such events. And I would say you definitely shouldn't miss this. Before we get started though, please check again if you're part of the einfach, elektrisch community. If not, we'd be thrilled if you support us with a subscription. And now let's get started with the rally and the Opel Mokka E. We'd like to offer you a quick glimpse of the participants who are taking part today. And BEB number 1 is awarded to the Mitsubishi Outlander in its latest generation model. We've already introduced it to you, both in a static review and through a comprehensive test drive here at Einfach Elektrisch, followed by BIB number 2. This is the colleague from the Opel team with the Grandland. We've already showcased this vehicle to you in both a classic car review and a detailed consumption test drive. And of course, we're genuinely curious to see how our colleagues will perform in today's exciting rally event here. Right behind is the Skoda Elroq in a very special livery and configuration, which you can see here quite beautifully in a Respect Line Edition version, truly unique. We've also introduced this vehicle in detail, just as we've done with nearly all the other models, followed by the Peugeot E3008, which we were especially thrilled and delighted to present to you. A fantastic car where you can travel very, very comfortably and which, in my opinion, also boasts a very, very beautiful design. Behind it, the Porsche Taycan as a Sport Turismo, looking absolutely stunning in a vibrant green color here, followed by, well, perhaps its fiercest competitor, the Audi e-tron GT, which is also presented in an equally breathtaking and gorgeous color. And then you can see the lineup continues with the VW ID.4, the Xpeng G6, which we've also introduced to you in detail here, the Kia EV3. And behind that is a Mercedes EQA. In total, there are 30 vehicles taking part in today's New Mobility Rally 2025, all of them determined to win this rally alongside us and, naturally, also competing directly against us to secure the top spot overall. We've positioned ourselves in the starting lineup. Starting off is the Opel Mokka E as number 25. Directly in front of us is the Mitsubishi Outlander with number 24. And here we're getting the very last briefing, so to speak, before it's finally time to get started. And at the start, the first evaluation test is coming right up, Stefan. What's on the agenda?
Yes, we have to cover 50 meters in 5 seconds.
50 meters in how long?
In just 5 seconds.
So how quick is it?
36 kilometer.
Let's see if the Mokka can handle that with its 156 horsepower.
Am I correctly informed?
Right, Simply Electric is the channel's name.
Simply Electric. Whatever content you come up with for this rally, I can let you know about it right away. Hashtag is NMR25. Please don't forget, okay? Very good. And you're with the also very squeaky blue Mokka.
Tropical green? Trop green?
Tropical green. So I'd like to bring up the green again. For me, that's more of a blue. But you guys are definitely very fashionable. It also looks good in the pictures, I can imagine.
Absolutely. We're also trying to skip the AC.
Thanks, and hopefully the white doesn't fade away too much.
What? Started off with the Opel Mokka E, and there we want to come back, of course, to take a more detailed look at the technical specifications. The car has been available since 2021 and received a model update at the end of 2024, which we are driving now, namely the new Opel Mokka E. This means 115 kilowatts of drive power, an electric motor on the front axle, which of course also powers it with 245 Newton meters of torque. By the way, in the old currency, that corresponds to 156 horsepower. Yes, it goes from 0 to 100 in a surprisingly quick 9 seconds and reaches a top speed of roughly 150 kilometers per hour. Quite a punch for its size. We have it mounted on stunning 18-inch wheels, showcased in the launch color tropical green, elegantly enhanced by sleek black accents that truly make it stand out and catch the eye on the road. We'll show you that again later during a more detailed walk around of the entire vehicle. It starts from 36,740 euros for the Edition variant, and we have it as the GS, so to speak, in its sportiest version starting from 38,990 euros, depending on the configuration. So now you know what to expect here with the Opel Mokka E at the New Mobility Rally 2025 and what's in store for you moving forward. We've already covered a significant distance crossing the Rhine by ferry, and now we've officially arrived in France. What's really interesting is that we're navigating this entire rally completely without any GPS or maps to guide us. Our navigation is essentially a road book, which means Stefan, as the co-driver, has to carefully guide, direct, and lead me through the entire route step by step, so to speak. That's essentially the second challenge, apart from the time trials, which, as you know, kick off right at the very beginning. Scene. So, Stefan always has to keep an eye out for where the waypoints are, where we need to turn, left or right. And it's not as straightforward as it might initially appear at first glance. It can very quickly turn into a scavenger hunt. We're now moving forward to the second evaluation check. That means here you'll need to reverse park and carefully position your car precisely in the center between the pylons. So the distance to the left and right is measured first, and then naturally the midpoint is essentially calculated based on those measurements. And here, precision is absolutely crucial. You can see this very clearly with the Xpeng P7 Performance featuring its unique gull wing doors. It's a truly special and standout variant. We've already shown you the P7 Performance here on our channel as well, a wonderful electric car from China. Feel free to check out the videos on that once more. There's a classic car review as well as a consumption test drive included. At the New Mobility Rally, it's essentially only electrified vehicles taking part, which includes plug-in hybrids and, naturally, a whole bunch of fully electric vehicles like our very own Opel Mokka E here. During the rally itself, it's naturally about not only maintaining a decent time within the limits, but also tackling the challenges as effectively as possible. For us, it's also about driving through the towns and across the countryside as efficiently as we possibly can with the Opel Mokka E, optimizing our route. We've got 51 kilowatt hours of net capacity built into the battery pack here, and after driving 36 kilometers, let's take a look at the consumption rate. It's currently at 12.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers traveled. That's definitely an impressive result right from the first few kilometers, especially with the 25 degrees Celsius outside temperature we have today, and it shows that the Opel Mokka E is likely delivering on its WLTP claims. A range of over 400 kilometers under these conditions, and it probably even achieves that in everyday use. Next, we'll proceed to the evaluation test. But before that, let's take another look at the energy consumption details. We have now driven a total of 97 kilometers on this rally. With an average speed, which has increased a bit, at 33 kilometers per hour, we now have a consumption of 13.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers driven. kilometers. I'd say that's still a pretty solid figure overall for the new Mokka E in these conditions. Yes, Stefan, we've got a new evaluation test prepared. Go ahead and lay out the challenge for us so we can understand what's required and how to approach it. Show us the detailed calculations you've done to guide us toward achieving that perfect result.
So, we have a total distance of 100 meters and we have 22 seconds to cover it. Out of that, we need to complete the last 50 meters in 10 seconds. Therefore, we need to cover the first 50 meters in 12 seconds, and during that initial stretch, we'll be moving at around 15 kilometers per hour. And for the following 50 meters, we'll maintain a speed of 18 kilometers per hour.
Then it's just perfect.
Then it should work fine.
Get the cup now. After the evaluation is over, but before the coffee break, that means we'll take a moment to refresh ourselves, maybe even step out to the restroom quickly. And here you can see very nicely some of the other vehicles accompanying us, like the Porsche Macan, the Shopping P7, and back there are Tarek from the electric bikes and Jonas from Joe Knows with the Kia EV6, who are practically glued to our heels the entire time, keeping up with us every step of the way. I don't know why they're mentally ahead, even though they're trailing.
We stopped after 3 minutes to get a coffee, so we're a bit behind as a result.
We actually thought you'd bring us one too. Just joking, don't take it seriously.
We were required to complete the maintenance check. Understood. All clear.
Well, there's always something. Yes, it's refreshingly pleasant with the wind while driving. It's a fresh challenge, but our consumption is excellent for that.
Really, with the windows wide open.
Exactly. We're somewhere between 12.6 and 13.9 kilowatt hours, which I think is pretty decent for the new Mokka E. We've now arrived at the 152 kilometer mark, and there's just a short drive remaining before we stop for our lunch break. It's set to take place at 160 kilometers. Time to check the consumption once again. And now we've also been driving on a highway for a longer stretch at 110 kilometers per hour, which has significantly increased the average speed up to 38 kilometers per hour. And the average consumption has also adjusted due to the higher speed, now reaching up to 13.3 kilowatt hours for every 100 kilometers traveled. That's still a very good value for the new Opel Mokka E, especially considering its impressive performance. Yes, the next challenge right before the lunch break consists of another set of 5 multiple choice questions. And Stefan has thoroughly read through the entire Automotor and Sport DE page, because if you're familiar with it, then according to the organizer Motor Press, you'll be able to answer all 5 of these questions flawlessly and confidently. And Stefan, of course, stayed up all night. The Automoto on Sport.de site, which we deeply respect, is naturally massive, Stefan, right?
Yeah, it was quite a lot to handle, yeah.
But perhaps we can already touch a bit on the ride comfort beforehand. 153 kilometers in the brand new Opel Mokka E. We've got, a pretty accurate and reliable instrument from you once again on board with Stefan's always dependable popometer. What do you have to say now about the overall comfort level here in the Opel Mokka E?
Yes, I'm actually sitting here really comfortably. The seats are pleasant to drive in for the entire time I've been here. It's a shame I can't adjust anything electrically here. Well, I didn't really expect it in this segment anyway. But no, it's all good, no worries. In terms of the suspension, it also makes a solid impression. It doesn't break out of any corners or anything like that. Yeah.
We're cruising through Alsace. Now we've hit a red light. Stefan, go ahead and film outside so our viewers can get a little taste of this wonderful atmosphere among our French friends and soak in the charming vibe all around us here. I have to tell you, the rally is really a lot of fun, and especially with fellow electric car drivers, including a few plug-in hybrids in the mix, it's such a great experience. And here, all manufacturers are represented with 30 vehicles, which is why I believe this rally provides a really solid overview of what's currently state-of-the-art in battery electric vehicles. We've arrived at the lunch location. You can see it on the right, and there's also the new mobility rally sign. Here from Motor Press and Auto Motor Unsport, we're, so to speak, driving onto the parking lot and are absolutely thrilled by the atmosphere and the setup here, which really adds to the excitement and energy. What they've come up with for us here. A fantastically organized event, by the way, starting last evening already with a very thorough briefing and a wonderful dinner that brought all the colleagues together in a great atmosphere. So you really have to commend Motorpresser, which organizes around plus minus 0.05, 300 events a year. These are absolute pros, and yes, it's a real joy to be here with the Opel team launching the Mokka E at such an incredible and well-organized event. We've just set off after the lunch break, and now the next time section is coming up almost immediately after the start, so to speak. Our task is to maintain a precise distance of exactly 2.75 meters between the pylon and the car, which serves as a test to see if we can accurately judge that specific gap while driving our Mokka E, the vehicle we're currently operating, right? Gradually but surely, we're now leaving France once more, crossing over the Rhine River, I believe. Yes. So, we'll be driving over the Rhine now. Stefan, do you want to capture it on video? Isn't it lovely?
Look, isn't it really not that nice?
Oh, great, right?
So, and here we are once more, back again now in the Federal Republic of Germany. Huh, well?
Rappel, we're out now. Yes, very nice. It instantly feels a bit more like home again, doesn't it? Quite comforting.
Yeah, eh?
There where the Opel belongs. Exactly. Yes, of course, we've managed to cover quite a bit of ground with you once again on this journey today, right? He just didn't want to shift gears earlier, but now he's finally shifted up to 200 kilometers, cruising steadily at an average speed of 38 kilometers per hour. And with that 12.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers driven. That's still an absolutely top-notch figure, of course. And now for the distance of 200 kilometers, you really have to say, at 35 degrees, we even hit 38 degrees at one point, yeah? He's doing great, right?
Totally, yeah.
But look, here's something again. This right here is, I think...
That's the Nebenrhein right there.
Side Rhine?
Nebenrhein? Yes, there are several Rhine branches here.
Upper over lower side one.
Exactly, that's how it looks.
So a proper Rhineland.
A proper Rhineland?
Yeah. We're driving up a beautiful vineyard here because we've got the next time stage waiting for us, coming up at 215 kilometers along the route. And Stefan will explain to you how this stage operates, what specific tasks need to be successfully accomplished here.
Exactly, we have another speed test where we must cover a set distance within a certain time. Precision and timing are key. We must complete the first 50 meters in 8 seconds and then cover the following 140 meters in 16 seconds, ensuring we meet the required timing. So, calculated, for example, I found that we're averaging 22.5 kilometers per hour on the first section and 31.5 on the second, and here we already have traffic.
Yes, that means naturally all the vehicles are gathering together once again at this very spot. Yes, a little nudge, but that's also good to take a moment and catch your breath for a bit, you know? Here in the vineyards, it's a wonderful 36 degrees, and the Opel Mokka E is still performing very, very well. We've successfully made our way back to Europa Park Rust, and now we're extremely close to finally reaching our ultimate destination just up ahead. And that's why we want to check the consumption again. We've really stepped on the gas this time. Specifically, 40 kilometers per hour is the average speed over 243 kilometers here with the Opel Mokka E. And the average consumption is 13.3 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers driven. That's with our swift, performance-oriented driving style. Now coming out at the back with a lot. Of highway, I believe it's still an impressively respectable and solid figure. The Mokka performed really well on the entire route, Stefan, didn't it?
Ja, wirklich gut.
Well,
Ohne
that was a lot of
Probleme.
fun. Many thanks to Opel for entrusting us with the Mokka E team and letting us experience it firsthand. So much respect and recognition should, I believe, also be shared here at this very moment. You can see the roller coaster very clearly here. And yes, now we have just one more judging event, Stefan.
Absolutely, we need to cover another 80 meters in 9 seconds with an average speed of 32 kilometers per hour.
Yes, I think we'll manage to pull that off right at the end as well. We'll show you that, and then we'll of course let you know how everything here turned out in the end. Destination reached. You can see it here very clearly. The Finnish flag is even raised for us, and then hopefully there'll be some alcohol-free sparkling wine, because with it still being 36 degrees, well, you really shouldn't drink anything alcoholic. Alcohol-free sparkling wine, ice cold, that fits perfectly with Team Mokka E. Thank you so much, we truly appreciate it. Cheers everyone.
If you're looking to grab a Europa Park,
Then pack it. Thank you. You should definitely check it out at Europa Park Rust. They sponsored this whole thing, so to speak. Stefan, let me toast, or Stefan, the cameraman, toast for me.
Stößchen.
Cheers, it's alcohol-free, by the way. And yes, we'll be right back with you shortly. That was yet another exciting edition of Simply Electric, featuring the New Mobility Rally 2025. And we had the opportunity to drive the Opel Mokka E team. You've seen the position we secured, as well as how we successfully handled all the challenges throughout the entire event. Yes, in the end, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, guys. Make sure to check if you're already part of the Einfach elektrisch community. If not, we'd love your support with a subscription. And then we'll see you in one of the next videos. Take care and see you soon, your Olli. You, Stefan, are quite the little rascal indeed, aren't you?
that's really a cheeky one.
There it is once again, clearly and unmistakably written in black on green. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, pretty much like that, you know?